Movies is not cheap, okay? Or it's very hard to make a movie for a reasonable price nowadays. You need cameras, you need sound people, you need microphones, you need to build sets, you need people to help with lighting, you need all those kinds of people on a movie set. All those kinds of people need to be paid. The actors need to be paid. You gotta get like permits and all that stuff, man. There's so much that goes into making a movie. And don't even forget about, editing, post-production. Editing softwares are hundreds of dollars. Adobe is like hundreds of dollars, dude. Crazy. That's why I use all the free editing softwares to make my videos. That's probably why they look all amateurish and stuff like that. So it's no wonder why nowadays, like, the average budget for a Hollywood blockbuster is like, they can get into like the hundreds of millions of dollars. Insane amount of money are being put into just one film. One film. But is this really necessary? Okay, so I have to be honest with you. The main reason I am making this video is because of the Netflix movie, The Electric State. Okay, so this movie came out a few days ago as I'm recording this, or maybe a week ago. I don't really know when it came out. But and the thing is that, like, I haven't even watched the movie. I started watching the movie. I heard a lot of bad reviews of it. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna waste my time watching it if I don't want to. I just don't have to watch it if I don't want to, okay? The thing that surprised me most about this movie is the fact is the budget. This movie has I think it's like $320 million budget, dude. What? That is like the 12th most expensive movie ever made, man. And it's a Netflix original movie. It's a Netflix original. It's not even gonna go into theaters, man. It's based on a graphic novel from 2018, and I heard a lot of people say, oh, the graphic novel is actually good. When reviews came out about it, a lot of people were saying, oh, this movie is soulless. This movie is slop. The story is bad. There's so many cameos in it. The acting isn't good, okay? So what I'm hearing is that they took the source material. They just gave it that name so people would watch it, and they just made a complete and utter CGI slop. Rotten Tomato scores, I'll show them right here, are bad. People are saying it's trash, guys. There can't be any way that this movie is actually making money, okay? There's no way this movie is making money. Why is Netflix, like, are they stupid? Are they stupid to spend this much on one film? Do you know how many different projects that you can make with that amount of money? Way too much money, okay? And that's what I want to try to prove with this video. You don't need hundreds of millions of dollars to make a great film. There's tons of indie films and low budget features out there that were made for shoestring budgets compared to what these things are. And they were successful. For example, dude, just look at a film like The Blair Witch Project. Okay? This movie was made back in 1999, and inflation and stuff, whatever, okay? This movie, The Blair Witch Project, I have watched the movie. It's a pretty creepy movie. It's a pretty good, entertaining film, okay? The movie was made for $60,000, okay? Now, I saw a thing that says after post-production and stuff, it was $200,000. Okay, whatever. $200,000, if you guys know math for a second there, is still way, and I mean way less than $320 million. $200,000. You could not have $200,000 budget for a movie nowadays in Hollywood. You could not. You could not do that, man. But this movie with a, let's just say, $200,000 budget. This movie ended up grossing $248 million, dude. That is a huge, huge return on investment, dude. That's crazy. And this movie, you guys know The Blair Witch Project. This movie is found footage, filmed with shaky cam, out in the dark, in the forest, okay? It's meant to look like bad, okay? Look the crispiest, it doesn't have the best effects and stuff, but it's still a great story, and people watched it, and it made so much money. It made its budget back. Or look at a movie like El Mariachi, which is, you guys know Robert Rodriguez. He's the guy from, Spy Kids. He's made a lot of other movies too. But I know him from Spy Kids. The very first movie that he made, El Mariachi, was made for a measly $7,000. Then, this movie went on to make $2 million. And the reason the budget was so low is because he filmed it around his hometown. He did a lot of the stuff himself. You can actually watch it. There's like some clips of him talking about how he made the movie. He did like the directing himself. He did like the camera work. He did all the editing himself. He like rented camera equipment. He like used like actors that were like around his hometown. His friends, some of his friends and family are in the film. $7,000, dude, and it made $2 million. Those movies are a little bit older. Let's think of a more modern example. Jordan Peele's first directorial debut, Get Out, from 2017. That movie cost 4.5 million. Okay, yeah, that's more. That's a little bit more, 4.5 million. But that is still, that's a very low budget. Okay, guys, that is still a very low budget for a Hollywood blockbuster. That movie ended up making $250 million worldwide. A movie a lot of people, I have not seen it yet, but a lot of people say great horror movie, has good messages. So that these movies, there's a lot of other ones too. Clerks, guys, Slacker. There's so many other. Paranormal Activity was made for freaking, I think, $10,000, dude. Like, it's crazy the amount of low budget, and even today, dude, the amount of low budget films that are made, and these films make tons of money, guys. So there's no excuse for it, guys. They're not like, oh, we gotta spend this money to make this movie good. No, you don't have to. Having a bigger budget does give you, can help you out, okay? It does give you, like, the ability to hire more people, you know, bring more talent in, and it can also help you with special effects, because I know on a lot of times CGI is very expensive. So if you have a bigger budget, you can spend more money on the VFX team. You can get more artists in, and you know, of course, with more money, you can get access to, you know, locations, props, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying having a bigger budget does help you. But also sometimes what I'm saying is that if you have limits to your creativity, it helps you, guys. It helps you, like, think of unique ways to do it, guys. There's been a lot of movies, you know, where, like, they weren't able to have the budget for something, so they find a creative way around it, and it made the movie better. So that's why when movies like this came out, it doesn't make any sense, okay? So you're telling me you're making a huge investment of, like, investing $320 million into this movie. You couldn't even be bothered to, I don't know, like, make sure the script is good, like, hire, like, good script writers and, like, go through revisions. Okay, the thing is, though, is that, like, I don't know. I'm not in the business, so I don't know, guys. This is just all opinion, okay? This is just all opinion, okay? But you could not at least, like, I don't know, like, make sure the script is nice, like, you know, do a bunch of revisions, make sure the story flows. The amount of money you have, they have the ability to do, like, a ton of different stuff, dude. They have the money to bring on, like I said, a ton of different people to get a ton of different viewpoints and see is this movie good? Because the script is really important. You gotta have a good script, you guys. You gotta have engaging characters. You gotta have great dialogue, okay? Where did all this money go, dude? It's like, they think that just because they have tons of famous people in it, oh, Chris Pratt's in it, oh, Millie Bobby Brown, million other celebrities are in it, guys. Just because a million other celebrities are in it, that means people are gonna go watch it. Like, no, dude, that's not how it works. Like, haven't they learned from all the other blockbuster flops that there have been? Like, for example, have you guys ever heard of John Carter? So, John Carter was a big blockbuster film that came out in 2012 based on the classic novel. It was directed by, you know, Pixar guy Andrew Stanton. So the budget for this movie was around $306 million, guys. Insane price tag. Insane, like, what was Disney thinking? This is them. Oh, movies having problems? Money. 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 Just throw money at it. Cha-ching, throw money at it. Ended up only making $280 million at the box office. It actually was $350 million, but that's including the budget for the movie and then the $100 million marketing budget for this movie, guys. Okay, so altogether, including that, the budget of the actual production making of the film, along with just the marketing of the movie, was $350 million. And you know what else is crazy? It said that this movie had to make $600 million to break even. It did not happen. That did not happen. This movie was estimated to have lost around 153 to about 200 or so million dollars. Big hit for Disney. all because they thought, oh, we can just make a hollow blockbuster movie just filled with action, just to, pad out the runtime, just to have the keys jangling in people's faces, and we don't actually have to put time and effort into the story or anything like that. We can just throw money at it and people will watch it. There's a lot of other examples of like big budget Hollywood blockbusters failing. Do you guys know the movie R.I.P.D. starred Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges? Okay, this movie was released in 2013. Okay, it had a budget of $154 million. Guess how much it made? $78 million. Not even the movie machine of Ryan Reynolds could save this expensive movie slop. Ryan Reynolds is in a lot of what people would consider movie slop. He is a big star. He's been in stuff like Red Notice, which is like a movie that, like a Netflix action movie that looks so generic. He's been in a ton of action movies. Free Guy, he's been in. I guess he was in Deadpool. I liked Deadpool. I did actually watch the first Deadpool. If you want people to watch your movie, okay, you gotta have interesting characters that people can root for, and that will make people want to watch your movie even further. And you gotta have a premise that hooks your audience, and you gotta have a plot that has enough twists and turns or enough interesting things going on that people will be at the edge of their seats and they can't stop watching. If it's an action movie, yes, you gotta have some cool set pieces, some cool fight scenes. But if the story surrounding it or the characters surrounding it are bland, people won't care about the slick action, okay? They're gonna get bored. For example, a few nights ago, I went and saw this new action movie starring Jack Quaid called Novocaine. Now, I didn't really know much about the movie. I didn't really see the trailer. I literally just saw like the poster thing for it, and I'm like, oh, interesting. Or like, I saw a commercial for it on TV. They didn't really show that much footage. Yeah, I didn't really watch the trailer for it, but the premise had me hooked. The movie is about a guy, Nathan Kane, and he has a condition where he can't feel pain, and while working, he works at a bank. While working at a bank, his girlfriend is kidnapped during a heist, and he has to go out and rescue her. Now, I know, guys, there has been lots of movies in the past about, oh my goodness, my sister's been kidnapped, or my daughter's taken, for example. My daughter's been kidnapped. Oh, I gotta go save my wife. She's been kidnapped. There's a lot of movies like that, guys, but this one is a little bit different, and it has a little unique twist on the premise. There was a lot of creative things they did to, explore the premise, like his condition. And I think this is an actual condition. I'll put it up here. I think it is an actual condition. I forget what he said what it was called in the movie. I forget what it was called, but I'll put it up here. And guys, I just want to say, spoiler alert, because I am going to talk about some scenes in detail from this movie. So if you want to go see this movie, I do recommend you should really go watch this movie. Just skip this part, okay? Skip to another part in the video. Like, there is this scene in, like, a tattoo parlor, dude. This scene is actually really fun. It's a really good scene. And, he's, like, trying to get a tattoo. The same tattoo as the robber guy and the tattoo guy. Now, dude, this is crazy. When that scene first happened, I'm like, dude, there is no way he's getting out of this fight. Because the man that he is fighting is huge. This guy is, like, tall. This guy is jacked. Chiseled, dude. The guy picks him up, throws him, dude. He slings against the glass. Oh, the sound effects, dude, of the glass shattering, so good. But that's not the point, okay? So he shattered through the glass, falls to the grass. He's on the ground. He's like, oh, and he has like things on his hand because at the beginning of the movie he burned them, okay? But he's on the ground. Oh, and you're like, what is he gonna do? Is he trying to get up and like try to hit him with a chair or something? I think he actually does do that. I don't know, but what he does is he takes his fist and he just starts pounding them against the floor, dude, where all the glass is. So he takes his hands, he just pounds them against the floor like that, and he gets a bunch of glass shards in his hands. And I'm like, what is he doing, man? And the guy's like, bro, like, this guy thinks he's crazy. But then he gets up and he punches the man, and like, he cuts the guy's eye because, it's like, there's glass in his hand. So he's like punching this guy, and he's like, come on, tell me where the man is. Tell me where he works. And he uses it to get information out of the guy. I'm like, dude, that is so creative. So there was a scene in an ambulance, where he's trapped or something. He's like, what am I gonna do? He's like, he can't get out of the handcuffs or something. So then what he does is dude, oh, this scene was like I cringed a little bit. He took his finger and he broke it. He bent it all the way back. And then he used it to take the handcuffs off of him. Like, what? I have definitely not... Like, that's such a creative way. They could have just had him, like, try to saw it open. But no. He broke his own finger. Pulled the handcuff off. Put the finger back into place, man. Holy moly, dude. Who thinks that stuff? And what also I like about this movie is that, yeah, it's a fun thriller action movie. It's dangerous. You're like, is he gonna find her? Like, what's gonna happen, dude? There's so many moments where he's like, he's close to death. He's like, oh, cause like he's not invincible. He's not like Deadpool, guys. He's not like Deadpool. Deadpool is invincible. I want him to find Sherry. I want them to be together, dude. And I was just sitting there like, come on, Nathan. Come on, my boy, Nathan. Find her, man. Find her. I also like about this movie is that there was some humor in it. Not the cheesy Marvel one-liner, like kind of humor that they try to go for. Even in the Electric State do. One of the robbers, you know, he kills him. Okay, spoiler alert. And he goes to the guy's house to like try to figure out where they work because that's where the hideout is. Okay, and he's there, and then the guy's brother, who's also Robert, goes there. And the torture scene is so funny because the guy torturing him does not know that Nathan cannot feel pain. He doesn't know that. He thinks he's just a normal person. So Nathan has to pretend to feel pain. So this guy like takes, it's so crazy because he takes pliers. He starts ripping off his fingernails, dude. And he's like, and Nathan's like, ah! And he's like, it's so funny, dude, because he's like screaming. He's like, oh, it hurts. It's so bad. And like, you know, like the audience we know that he's faking it, but the guy doesn't know it. And it was so funny, dude. Like, I was literally laughing so hard. It had some moments of levity, you know, like they had tension, tension, tension. Oh, release the tension. More tension, tension. Boop, boop. That's what it does. Like, that what makes a good movie. You have tension, release it. The stakes are raised, guys. As the movie goes on, you know, you have the inciting incident, you know, you have other points that just make it even worse. It keeps getting worse for the protagonist, and the stakes keep getting higher, you know. That's what makes a great movie. Another thing is that I like is a protagonist that you can relate to and feel for, okay? They don't have to be a good person, guys. You can have like a villain, you can have like an anti-hero like Deadpool, or you can have like follow like a serial killer. It's just that you have to understand why are they doing what they're doing. Movie needs to make you care about the characters, because you're not going to want to watch a movie if you don't like care about the characters. Like if you hate the characters or if you don't understand their motives, you're going to get bored. So going back to Novocaine as an example, guys, the movie starts with him waking up, you know, and you can see that from the first shot of the movie, you can see that Nathan Kane is a very cautious person, okay? You go through his house, you have a shot of his house. You can see he has tennis balls on the little edges of the tables. He's afraid he's going to smack into them, guys. The scene with Sherry, he tells her that he only eats, like, he doesn't eat solid food, he only eats liquid foods because he's afraid that he's going to choke. And then, in the office, when he's making his coffee, you can see he has ice in his cup, you know, so that he doesn't actually burn himself with the coffee. So this shows you, like, just with a few things, he hasn't even, like, really talked yet, you know. This just shows you that, like, he is a cautious person. You know, he's in his comfort zone. He doesn't want to go out of it. And what's great about it, I feel like, is when we first meet the love interest Sherry, who's another employee at the bank. She spills the hot coffee on him, okay? And she's like, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. And he's like, oh no, it's fine. Like, he starts out, he's like a nervous guy, you know? He's kind of like a little bit anxious. He's a little bit socially anxious. He's not used to talking to people too much. And then he runs, you know, he gets the hot coffee spilled on him, and he runs to the office. And even though, you know, he can't feel pain, he doesn't really feel it, he's like nervous. He's like, oh, am I going to die? He's a little bit paranoid. So then he put the ointment and the cream on it. So this shows you, like, from the first, even the first scene of him and Sherry meeting, that, like, Sherry is like the person, like once he meets her and he gets to know her, Sherry is going to help him like come out of his shell. At the diner with the pie thing, at first he's like, she really tries to get him to eat the pie, and he's like, no, okay, no, I can't eat pie, I'm going to bite my tongue. And then he eats the pie, and he's like, oh my goodness, dude, like the pie is the best thing ever. And then at the end of the movie, the pie comes back. The pie comes back. They're sitting there eating pie together, guys. Amazing, amazing. So I really thought that this movie did a good job at being fun, being tense, and being action-packed. Lots of fight scenes, Lots of, like, a robbery goes down. So much stuff is happening in this movie. So let's see, guys. What is the budget for this movie? What do you think the budget is? Okay, I'll give you some time. So the estimated budget for this movie is $18 million. Let me do the math in my head. 18 million is a lot less than $320 million. And this movie, guys, this movie had car chases. This movie had a lot of car chases. It had a freaking bank heist scene. They had a freaking fight in an ambulance, dude. There was fire. There was a scene in it, fighting in a kitchen. They had a lot of fighting, a lot of action, a lot of stuff going on, guys. They also had a shootout in a warehouse. And yes, I understand. I understand that the Electric State has lots of, like, CGI monsters in it. That takes a lot of money. They go through, it's a bigger movie. They go through more different areas. It's a bigger movie. I understand that. I understand that that would cost more. Compared to the Electric State, Novocaine is a considerably, smaller film. Even for $18 million, which I feel like is pretty low for a Hollywood movie. Like, they're like a medium-sized budget. Like, this movie did not feel small. It didn't feel, like, cheap or anything. It was nice, it was well shot, and it was well paced. It did not drag on. So see, look what you can do, guys. You don't have to spend so much freaking money on a stupid movie. Or, you know what, I'll give you another example of a movie that has an even less budget. You guys know Saw, right? I'm not talking about the whole franchise. I'm going to be talking about the first one, because I have only seen the first movie. And I did see it, like, probably 3 years ago on Halloween. So, I don't remember everything from it. But I did enjoy the movie, okay? This movie is atmospheric, it's creepy. And it has, like, an ever-expanding, mystery to it. Why are these guys here? And then as the movie goes on, you learn more information about them. You, like, learn their backstories and, like, stuff they did. And then there's also the police trying to figure out where these people are, Jigsaw and stuff. And the movie takes place mostly in a bathroom, guys. One set. I love contained thrillers. I love contained thrillers. They're so hard to make, but they're so satisfying when you watch a good one. It's like, these people were able to make a whole interesting film take place in one location. The budget for Saw was just $1 million. Crazy that this movie was made for $1 million, and it went on to grow so much, and they used mostly one set, and it spawned a whole franchise of films. This is another contained thriller. Another movie I love is Locke, starring Tom Hardy. Now this movie is like a contained thriller, but like ultra contained. The movie is literally about a man, played by Tom Hardy, is in a car driving home from work. It's dark and he's on the phone. And the whole movie is set inside the car. Literally the whole movie is just him driving on the phone. The camera stays on him the whole time, and it's just, and like the phone calls, he's the only actor you see on screen. All the other people are just voices, are just voices on the phone. But what makes this movie so good is, like, Tom Hardy's performance is so good, dude. And the fact that each call he takes, dude, like, it just gets worse for him, dude. Like, you just feel so bad for this guy, because, like, every time he makes a call, the tension raises a little bit. And it just, like, things just start spiraling out of control, with his wife, and then with his work, and them yelling at him, and he just calling all these people, dude. You feel bad for him, but you're also like, he did cheat on his wife. Which is a spoiler, sorry, I guess spoiler warning. But it's like, you just feel bad for him, because it's like, and it just hooks you guys. The performances are so good, the tension is so good, and I love that movie, guys, and it's literally just Tom Hardy in a car driving on the phone. There's no explosions, it doesn't go anywhere else, there's no other set pieces, there's no other people, just Tom Hardy in the car, and that movie is great, guys. See, that proves to you, you do not need a ton of sets and stuff to make good movies. Or, an example, guys, look at people like Joel Haver. People like Joel Haver, a YouTuber who is making great feature films with almost no money, man. And releasing them for free on his YouTube channel, man. And he is doing a great thing by telling other people, by trying to get other people to make movies on their own. He's always telling people, guys, you don't need money to make a movie. Just grab your phone, grab any camera you have, and just make your movie make whatever you want and just put it out there. You don't need the money. And he made 12 feature films last year. He recorded, edited, and released 12 feature films last year. That is insane work, man. Now, I do enjoy a good blockbuster every once in a while. I do sometimes like to go to theaters and watch movies that have big set pieces. Superhero films, you know. There's a few. Doctor Strange, I love Doctor Strange. When I saw Doctor Strange, I was so impressed by the visuals. I'm like, dude, like, these are awesome, man. Endgame, what is it, Infinity War Endgame. I think it was Infinity War I watched in theaters. Endgame, I did not watch in theaters. I watched it at home, but that was good. What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to be pretentious here. I do like blockbusters. I do like some Hollywood blockbusters. Even, for example, Oppenheimer, dude. Oppenheimer had a budget of $100 million, which is a high budget, a very high budget. But it was worth it, dude. That movie is so great. That movie looks so nice. The black and white scenes, there is a lot of celebrity cameos in that movie. But it's Christopher Nolan, okay? Like, he's just such a great director, and he knows how to get good performances out of people, man. The guys who directed The Electric State, the Russo brothers, they directed Endgame and Infinity War, guys. So it's like they know how to make movies. Like, they know how to make Marvel movies. They know how to direct big blockbuster movies. So I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened to them. But it just seems to me that, like, the people running the studios just literally have no idea, like, what they're doing. They have no idea, like, what makes a movie good. Now, guys, let's talk about a movie that I didn't really want to talk about. You guys know about Red One, right? So the Christmas slop movie where The Rock plays the hero, the same character he's played in every time he's in, like, an action movie or just a movie in general, he plays the same type of character. This movie makes me so bad, okay? This movie came out, like, in November, I think. This movie had an estimated budget of $250 million. I don't know why. I don't know why they're throwing this money at the worst premises you can ever think of. The worst movie scripts ever. What do? Throw these into freaking ChatGPT and have ChatGPT generate a freaking stupid script, and they're like, okay, we're going to spend $250 million on that. That's a good idea. That's a great financial decision. Yeah, like, literally, whoever thought this movie was going to be successful needs to be fired. You need to be fired immediately, because you are not good at your job. And you know what, guys? Okay, you know what? So here, this part right here is a little bit confusing. I saw a lot of conflicting reports. I did hear a report that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson got paid $50 million for this movie. But I've also seen things said that he got paid $25 million for this movie, okay? So I don't know which one it is. Even if he only got paid $25 million for this movie. What? You're telling me that you spent $25 million on one actor, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? He's not even that good of an actor, guys. You paid that for a salary, dude? I hate it, dude. Actors get paid too much. Actors get paid way too much, man. Why is it sometimes that the worst actors, like freaking Gal Gadot or whatever her name is, and The Rock, some of the worst actors who can't even act good, they get paid so much money? It's around either 25 million or 50 million, or maybe it's a little bit less than that. Even if his salary was 25 million, that is more money than the whole budget of Novocaine. They literally could have taken the salary they gave to The Rock and made the movie Novocaine. Okay, that is insane, man. Why are you paying him this much money? You could have taken this money and invested it back into the film, but no, you literally just freaking wasted it, man. You freaking wasted it on The Rock, dude. Literally, for most people, if they got $25 million, they could just retire right there, dude. Like, he gets that money, he doesn't ever have to work again, dude. He can just live off of that freaking money. And even if it was $50 million, $50 million for one freaking I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. $50 million for one role. That is such a waste of money. These actors should get paid less. They are getting overpaid. They do not need that much money, okay? You don't need that much money for being in a freaking stupid Christmas movie, okay? Dude, there's so many talented people that are not, like, talented up-and-coming actors or people who would be willing to have that role, dude. Like, you could take that 50 million or 25 million and hire so many other great, talented people, you know. A lot of actors who are struggling to get roles would love to have it, dude. But instead you're like, no, we're just going to hire The Rock. Like, because he's in every freaking movie. It feels to me like these Hollywood execs are like, they have just a big hat. And they have like five male actors and then five like female actors. The same ones. And they're just like, okay, we're making a new movie. Okay, here we go. Ryan Reynolds is going to be in this one, guys. Oh, Gal Gadot is going to be in this freaking movie. It's like the same people. The same people are in every freaking movie. It's like, there's other, like, yeah. Like, why don't you, like, try casting other people? No, we can't do that. Then they're not going to make money. It's not because of the fact that our movies are bad that they're not making money. It's because Ryan Reynolds isn't in them, guys. To add insult to injury, guys, to make you hate The Rock even more, okay? It was said, it was rumored, guys, that the budget for this movie was even higher because the fact that The Rock had the audacity to be late for set. You are making millions of dollars and living the life that most people would dream of, dude. Dream of making that much money, dude. The kind of money that is unobtainable for most of the normal population. And you have the audacity to show up late and complain about wanting to only work 5 hours a day. Pathetic. You don't have the basic human decency to do that. You waste all the people's time. You guys know, like, there is, like, in these movies, dude, especially, like, if you look at the credit, I know most people don't watch the credit, but if you look at the credits, dude, there are hundreds of people that work on this movie, that work on movies. Hundreds of people. Editors, CGI artists, set people, sound people, people that do the electricity, like, just editors, like, assistant directors, all these kind of, there's some craft services people for crying, drivers, all these, there's so many people that work on a movie, dude, that aren't like super rich and super famous, and this is just their job, man. This is just their job. They're like probably normal people, you know, and you're wasting your time because your little goody two shoes, whatever, doesn't want to show up on time, dude. What a jerk, man. Like, it just proves that The Rock, he doesn't really care about the art of it. He's just greedy, man. He's like, money, 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 money. And all these other products that he's trying to sell. Like, dude, why are you trying to sell stuff? You don't need more money. You don't need more money. Stop it now. Stop it. Okay, so now that I'm done with my rant on The Rock, okay, let's reel it in. Let's actually go back to talking about Red One. Red One had a huge budget, and it was said by Screen Rant that this movie had to make at least $500 million to just even break even, man. And it didn't even make close to that. Like, it only made around, like, estimated $185 million. So, it didn't even make close to that. The studio lost a lot of money. I don't know who thought this movie was going to make $500 million, dude. Like, you gotta be crazy. The studio lost a lot of money. How much longer is this going to happen until they figure out, oh, maybe we shouldn't be throwing exorbitant amount of money at these movies. I know, like, movies, like, I know there's, like, home, like, DVD sales, and there's, like, streaming. So maybe this movie gets put on a streaming service, and it makes all its money back, okay? But, I don't know, for right now, it is a big flop. The studio spent all this, like, Netflix spending all that money on Electric State, and makes it harder for people who want to have, like, their indie film take off, because Netflix is less likely to spend money on a ton of other projects. They're just like, oh, we're just going to spend money on the movies with Ryan Reynolds and all these other actors because they're guaranteed to make money. So it's like, it's bad for everyone. It's bad for everyone. Stop making this slop content. Stop, like, just flooding the theaters with terrible, terrible movies on purpose, okay? Why can't you just make good films? Give filmmakers, other filmmakers, a chance to make their movies and finance their movies because you guys have the budget to. These studios have the budget and the will to be able to, and the materials to be able to do this, guys, but they choose not to. And you know what's even worse, guys? The CEOs of these companies make millions of dollars every year, and then even during the strike, they're like, oh, no, we can't make these compromises, whatever. They're just greedy. You know what? Okay, you know what? I'm going to end it right here. This video was a lot more angry than a lot of my other ones, guys. Sorry, I'm just passionate about movies. I do want to make my own movie. I want to write movies. So I'm just really passionate about that, and I hate when slop comes out. Slop first infected YouTube, and now it's affecting Netflix, okay? So in the movies. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Sorry this video's a little bit late. And I'll see you guys next time for my next video. I don't know what it's going to be, but whatever it is, it's going to be good.